Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. Since last time, I went ahead and I leveled up to level 75. And on the way, I broke the Sapporo Trials. I actually broke it before I hit level 73, thanks to Ayami. She's a wonderful trust for breaking latents. Once the latent is no longer active, you just need to bring it back to Corilla. Corilla is like my Final Fantasy XI waifu, my first one. The first one I really got hot and bothered by as a young teenager. True trial has yet to begin, huh? A pair of knights complete this final task, but you are strong enough to take on the burden alone. Bullshit! I mean, as a red mage, I could, even without trusts. But, the Annals of Truth. Yes, as a teenager, I made the immature joke of Annals of Truth, and so did everyone else. I played this game at the time. They said, the anal truth, the anal truth. Did she give you the anal truth? I mean, I can understand people being obsessed with anal. It's a pretty damn good mode of sexual activity. Particularly for the top. But also for the bottom. I think a lot of, well, obviously there's a lot of gay people that like, you know, to take it in the butt. But, you know, it can be pleasurable, you know, even if you're not gay. Like, I mean, technically it's considered a gay act, but yeah, it's whatever. Everyone's got butts, right? You can get your girlfriend to finger you in the butt. That is totally what this Let's Play is about. But anyway, also I think more women than ever care to admit, even before it got more popularized in recent years, I think more women than care to admit like it in the butt. But that's just my opinion. Okay, enough about grody sex stuff. There is a reason, though, that I don't label any of my videos for children, and talking about shit like that would be one of them. Anywho, even though we're level 75, right, there's some stuff we can still do to get more power, even without getting more levels. Although, obviously, more level caps, there are, oh, is it like 4 more level caps to get? There's the 80 cap, 85, 90, 95, 99. But here at 75, we gain access to merits. And originally for mages, there was 2 groups of merits per job. One would be like enhancing certain traits of your job or certain job ability effects. And then in the second thing, there would either be new job abilities or spells. And for mages, it was almost always spells. And so you actually had to choose which spells you were going to merit, and you could only merit so many of them and have them at full effect. Well, they decided that that wasn't good enough for mages in the modern day. And I don't know when they did this, but they actually made level 75 merited spells available for purchase. These aren't them, but I'm gonna buy these because I haven't had these spells, and I need these spells. But anyway, the spells that we're looking for are these. Dia 3, Slow 2, Paralyze 2, Phalanx 2. You can see they're all very expensive. They aren't any cheaper on the... Well, Dia 3 might be cheaper on the auction house. I guess we could go check. But I'm fairly certain that getting them here at the store will be cheaper. Same goes for these spells. And I know for a fact that Bio 3 is 200k on the auction house, because that was the first one I looked at. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Bio 3. And as far as I know, they made them scale. The way they balanced it out was basically... at 75 with capped skill or whatever, they're at like their base merit value or something like that. But by the time you're level 99, if you've got capped, you know, you've capped the skill that's related to them and you got some gear for it and stuff and you've merited it, you know, like your dark magic skill, for instance, then they will be more powerful than they were when they were merited spells, or something like that. I don't know for sure, honestly. I haven't looked into it at all. I just know that they're available as scrolls now, which is insane, actually, because what this lets us do is it lets us have, oh, D3 is slightly cheaper. Okay, we save ourselves 39k by buying it on the auction house. How about that? Swing. Awesome. What about inundation? Okay, we'll get that at the store. Paralyze, we'll get at the store. Phalanx 2, we'll get at the store. Slow 2, it's about the same. Let's see if we can lowball slow 2. Let's see if we can get it for like 125k. Because you can always underbid. Like, you can look at the price history. That's not what it's actually listed for. What's actually listed is invisible to you as the player. Okay, if we can even get this for like 4k less or something, or 3k less. If not, we'll just go buy it at the store. Okay, we'll just buy that at the store. And then blind 2 is the last one, right? Whoa, look at that. Somebody sold. Man, I wish I'd been watching these. It's not like I would have known to bid 100 gil. Fuck it, I'll try that. Like, holy shit. I wonder if someone accidentally, like, thought they were selling a scroll of blind 1 or something. That's hilarious. Okay, so we'll buy the rest of them from the store. And it'll hurt, but it'll be worth it. Because it'll solidify us as having the best enfeebling spells. You know, like White Mage and Black Mage and Blue Mage and stuff, they can enfeeble as well. But for straight up just like the best enfeebling, Red Mage is fucking top notch. It's also got pretty good enhancing. Phalanx 2 is actually, it's the Phalanx spell, but you can cast it on another person or on a truss. So it'd be really good for making our tank truss more durable. I'm not sure about the precise advantages of each of the tier 2 enfeebling spells. I just know in general they are better. So voila, we now have all of the spells that Red Mage was capable of learning through merits at level 75 back in the day. Of course, they're different now, so I'll have to look up exactly what's different. But let's look at their MP costs. Let's see, Bio 3, 54. Oh, that's not too bad. Wow, okay. Let's see. Dia 3, 45. Oh, wow, okay. Could have sworn these costed more. Although I think Slow 2 and Paralyze 2 don't really. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Like, if you need the enfeeblement, you can probably get almost as good, but like you need to be MP conscious or something. Like, if you don't need the full debuff, like if you just need a slight debuff or whatever. But, okay, cool stuff, cool stuff, cool stuff. Okay, so now we're the only other thing to do here in Juneau before we set out on the quest with the Annals of Truth. Right, so she said, Corilla said we have to go to the quicksand caves. I kind of glossed. I didn't even gloss over that. I completely ignored it. I just took the Annals of Truth and carried on. But we'll have to go to a very particular section of the quicksand caves that only has one way of accessing it. But first, what we should do is we should go back to Mott. And the reason we should go back to Mott is not because we want to break the next level cap. What we want to do is talk to that Nomad Moogle I mentioned before. This isn't going to be pertinent right now, because I don't intend to go, like, merit after this recording or anything. The only way I'm going to merit before I finish off Rise of the Zilart is if I have to, like, Like, if I can't beat the Archangels for some reason, then I think merits would fix it. So. My Guinea assistant? Yeah, sure, let's do it. Moogle Merit Management. Use this legendary method to extend your limits. Well, let me guess, we're gonna get like Son Goku, and we're just gonna fucking continually extend our limits until the end of time in this game, aren't we? Okay, so we get the key item, Limit Breaker, and it's a permanent key item, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so that, according to them, level 75 is when you broke your physical and mental limits. And I guess we won't get any merit points, like the access to the tab, until we actually earn a merit point. Oh wait, nope, there it goes. Oh, it just took a second to kick in. Okay. So, for merits, you can merit HP, MP, and you can merit the maximum amount of merit points that you can hold. Which is funny, but I think basically you can merit HP and MP 15 times. So they're each 10 points. Each merit put into them gives you 10 more of each. So you can get 150 more HP and MP. And then I think 45 goes into the rest of how many total merits you can hold. Attributes, I think it's 15 in all of them now. It used to only be, I think originally at level 75 you could put 8 into a single stat. And the category combo total was, I think, like 24 or something. Might have been 16, I don't know. But you couldn't merit every stat, and so people usually said you should merit strength because that's what matters the most for damage with physical weapon skills and physical damage. After that, you should do dexterity. If you're a mage, you should do intelligence and mind, etc., because those are all the best. But nowadays, you prioritize strength and then you do everything else, or something like that. Weapons, I'm pretty sure they never changed it, but you can put 8 merits into a weapon, each being worth 2 points of skill. So, you notice the combo total in this category is 152. I'm pretty sure that lets you put 8 in every single combat skill. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Same deal with the magic skills. Although I should note that in order to put into a merit category, in the skill category, the job has to be able to use the skill. So, like, Red Mage can do sword skills, dagger skill, club, and like shield, evasion, parrying, and I think archery. And the cool thing about skill merits and attribute merits and HP merits, these carry across all jobs. Others that can be kind of nice, you can raise your wait, what? Yeah, I guess that's always been a thing. I just remember in this category doing spell interruption rate down. But I guess if critical hit rate has always been a thing, then that's definitely a thing you do. In this category, they haven't ever buffed up. So you can raise each of these to 5, but you can only raise 2 of them to 5. So, like, you pick. And so, like, you know, I would just do critical hit rate and spell interruption rate. Some, like, main tanks believe in enmity increase and enemy critical hit rate, and some mages used to believe in enmity decrease and spell interruption rate or something like that, but I don't know, I just always go critical hit rate and spell interruption rate. There's merited weapon skills that you can get level 96 or higher. If you see the job on the weapon skill, that means they can merit it and use it. So there's a lot of overlap. And then you've got the job-specific merits. And let's look at Red Mages. So, in Group 1, you can merit any singular category to 5. And in Group 1, the most important one would be Convert Recast, because you could shorten it by 100 seconds. I think it's a... What are you, Convert? I don't even remember what the cooldown on Convert is. Okay, so it's a 10-minute cooldown, so 100 seconds off of it would be, what, you know, almost 2 minutes? Was it like a minute 40? So it would be down to 820 recast or something like that. That's pretty good. Just for my OCD, though, I'll probably do 4 in convert recast, and then the other 6, 1 in each element for the accuracy of elemental spells, to increase all element accuracy by 3. Alternatively, you could pick like ice magic accuracy, I think, for like paralyze, and just do it all the way to make sure your paralyze always lands, or almost always lands, or something like that. Or earth accuracy for slow. You get it. Like, if you have a favorite enfeebling spell that you almost always want to land, you could you could just, you know, do it that way. I don't know what the Red Mage's guides say at all. Okay, but we need to go to where Corilla told us to go. And I'll go over more Red Mage merits as we go there. Let's see. Although there's not really that much more to go over as far as Red Mage goes. You got Group 2, and same deal as the Group 1. You could put 5 into a singular category. And man, this looks like some pretty dope shit. Oh wow. Oh, I don't even know what to choose in this category. I'll have to look that up. I would say stick to specializing in the mage, whatever increases the magical capabilities, because that's what Red Mage does. Like, the point of merits would be to, you know, enhance yourself beyond, rather than try to, like, make up for deficiencies. You know, like, increase your specialization. Let's see. We want to go to Bastok because we want to use the Accolades guide, or guy, to take us to Western Altepa Desert. But it's been a long time, and I'm probably gonna have to look at a map halfway through all this. Unless the door just happens to be open already. And even if it happens to be open already, I'm still gonna have to... I'm still gonna have to look some stuff up, probably. Let's see, what was it? 128? No, 125? I think this was it. If this isn't it, then whatever, we still get to Western Altepa. But, eh. Okay, yeah, this was it. Although I don't know if this actually lets me go where I need to go. We'll figure it out. We'll see. We actually do need to get into the quicksand caves, but like I said, we actually have to get into a special portion. And just in case any of that stuff down there is easy prey and will aggro me. It would aggro me through sound, so sneak it would be. Also, on the way up in level, my sword skill got up to 246, my magic skills got up this high. Although I will admit, I used my sparks to raise my healing magic skill and my enhancing a little bit, because those take quite a while. And even though I spent a shit ton of sparks, it did not get as far along as I would have liked. Anyway, in one of the last few videos, whichever one where we were running through the Western Altepa deserts, I mentioned that we have to go through. There's a special door that's right in that L-shaped thing. You saw that weird, like, red thing that I just, like, switched to go down? It's related to that, and it's called, like, the Altepa Gate. There's a yellow switch, a green switch, a red switch, and I think an orange switch, I want to say. And you basically have to go all around the desert and into the quicksand caves in multiple different ways. And you can see right here which switches are up and which switches are down. They all need to be down for the door at the end to open. And I don't think there's any specialty key item that they've ever made. Because while it would be faster to have a group split up and go get each of the switches... not now, Christina Hoff-Summers. If you did that, you still all have to come back anyway from each switch. So there's like a 20-minute time limit from the time you like put down the first switch till the time the pressure risers or whatever till they go back up. And I think that's only after you've switched every single switch to be down. I could be wrong, but I don't fully remember. And I'm definitely going to have to look this up, because I do not remember. Altepa Gate, FFXI, da-da-da-da. There's gate, blah blah blah. So we got the red. The green's all the way down there. Blue's up there. And yellow's right there. Let's see, where are we? So I don't think... Yeah, I think the only one we could hit from right where we were at was red. But the cool thing is that once you put down the last switch, you can get back to, you know, like you have 20 minutes to get back, and you can even zone. So like you can leave and come back if that's faster. I'm pretty sure. Like it's not tied to any singular person hitting the switches. Other people can also hit the switches. So like, this is actually going to be the majority of the video is getting to these switches probably. I wanted to start the Archangel fights, but between getting the spells and talking about merits and running out here and shit and everything, we're already racking up a lot of time. So we'll get there. We'll get there. We just have to be a little bit smart. I mean, I already got my sprinter shoes going, so that's a plus. Of course, if you watch this far in the Let's Play, then you already know what this game's about, and that's traveling around, adventuring to save the world, and find out the mysteries of NDL, and also look cool and get cool shit, and kill monsters. You know, have fun, basically. Sometimes I think to myself, I play so many video games where I kill monsters that, like, I wonder if in some sort of past life, if I was like a knight or some shit that killed monsters, or fought a lot, or something. Or if it's just human, like part of human nature to want to fight. And like this is like a reliable outlet that like satisfies the itch, or something. Because I actually, like, I gotta admit, I actually like fighting in real life. Like, like, I'm not a violent person, but like, I sparred some in college, and like, it was a rush, man. Like, getting punched and punching somebody else, like, in a, you know, like, there's holds barred, like, you're wearing, you know, pads on your fists and stuff. But this dude, like, that I sparred, like, I was just going to the gym to work out. Like, I was lifting weights in this rusty shithole of gym at the college I went to. And there was this blonde guy who would show up with his girlfriend and his two friends. And his two friends, they didn't know how to fight. They didn't know any, you know, martial arts or anything. And this guy's, like, supposedly a brown belt, and I think it was a brown belt in Kung Fu. No, what in Kung Fu? Maybe it was American Karate, possibly Taekwondo. I don't really remember, but he was a brown belt. Which, in most ranking systems, is the second highest behind black belt. And he was putting on, you know, these sparring gloves, and I think there was foot pads. There was at least shin pads. There was some sort of padding for the front of the feet, not the bottoms of the feet, though. And he was just like, on purpose, you know, basically beating the shit out of his friends to impress his girlfriend. Like, he was basically untouchable. Like, they were putting on the gloves because, you know, they were having fun. Like, they got some good hits in on him too, but, you know, nowhere near the amount that he was getting in on them. And he was technically taking it easy on them or whatever. But even taking it easy on him, like, he got slightly serious, and he straight up, like, made one of his friends, like, cry and, like, have to, like, sit down and clutch his, like, ribs or something. I don't remember exactly how he hit the guy. I think it was a high kick to the left side of the dude's rib cage. But story goes, basically, I'm there to work out, and I see these guys sparring as I go in, and they're still dicking around when I get out, like 48 minutes later. And then finally one day, I'm on my way out, and the guy's like, "Hey, come spar with us." And I was like, are you sure, man? I mean, like, I just got done working out. I'm not gonna really be good sparring partner right now. He's like, "Oh, no, it doesn't matter, man. You know, I know how to fight. I'm a brown belt, etc., etc." And, you know, you can spar with these guys first or whatever, you know, if you're not comfortable sparring with me or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I go in, I spar with his friends, and I was like, they're really quick and whatnot, but, I mean, at the time I was benching I was working out with 195 reps of 10 or something like that on bench, and I think 345 for reps of 10 on squats. And I was getting close to the point, you know, like, it was nearing the end of that year, and at the end of that year I had maxed out my bench at 235 and my squat at 425, and that's still the most I've ever lifted in my life because I haven't gotten serious about weight training since college. So I, like, land punches on his friends, and I don't even really want to. And they're like, "Man, we shouldn't be sparring this guy. He should be sparring whatever the blonde dude's name was." I think the blonde dude's name was Jacob. I think. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it was Jacob. It was something with a J. He was blonde. You know, a little bit shorter than me. Anyway, he's like, "You want to spar me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I'm feeling pretty confident, you know, kind of got like a little battle high going on or whatever. And let me look at this map here, make sure I'm going any sort of way. Okay, so we gotta go in D12 for the green one. Okay, so I think this one's gonna be for the topaz. It's the one I'm remembering. Possibly. But I need to go south, I think. But yeah, so I strap up, or he straps up, or whatever. I guess I was already strapped up. He straps up. And, the first thing this guy does, sparring with me, is he does a high kick to my face. And, like, I had worked out just for 48 minutes before this, and, like, his friends hadn't exactly been doing any kicks or anything. And I've actually never, like, until that guy, I'd never actually fought somebody who'd used, kicks in a fight. Like, I kind of know how to fight, but I'm not, like, amazing or anything. So I just take this kick straight in the face. And, it takes a chunk out of my upper lip. And I was like, whoa. Holy shit. This guy's serious. So, I square up and I take some swings at him, and he's, like, dodging back and forth and, like, dipping and stuff. This guy really knows how to fight. Like, he's a brown belt. And, so he just starts laying into me, like, punching me a whole ton. And the thing is, though, at this point in college, I had been weight training for 2 years. And, or at least, 4 semesters. This was, like, my 4th semester of weight training that I was doing on my own time at night in the college gym. And so, I had the conditioning of a freaking racing stallion, or whatever, a racehorse. I don't know if they actually race do they race stallions? Do they gotta, like, neuter them? I don't know. I don't know anything about racehorses, honestly. But, point is, I could go the distance. I could be the Rocky guy. Like, this guy could have hit me 100 times, and I wouldn't have, wouldn't have really been that bad for me. Except for the fact that, like, he wasn't, like, going for chin shots or anything. He was punching me, like, or body shots. Like, he was punching me anywhere he could land a hit that wasn't, like, in my arms things. Like, the goal was, I guess, to beat me up and make me cry and impress his girlfriend, because he beat up a tough, muscular guy. Because at the time, unbeknownst to myself, because the progress for me had been very gradual. Like, I'm not one of those guys that works out and then goes stares at myself in the mirror and, like, measures every inch of progress on my muscles. Like, I go and I just do, I work out to get strong, not to look good. Though looking good is a side effect. And I didn't realize I was looking muscular and looking like a tough guy until my friend Seth had pointed it out, like, the previous semester. But anyway, he was trying to impress his girlfriend, so he's going all out, it turns out. Like, he is not holding back at all. And, he punched me enough times in the nose that he gave me a nosebleed in one nostril. And, I had to sit down for a moment and tilt my head back. Because I think at this point I'd landed some body shots on him. Nothing too serious, nothing he's gonna, like, get fazed by. Although I'm sure it hurt him a bit. So I took a breather until my nose stopped bleeding. And, get back up and go one more round with the guy. And he hits me, like, a bunch more times. I'm trying to guard my face, and I just jabbed him in the eye. Pretty much as hard as I could. And even with the cushioned fist, I gave him a black eye. And knocked him on his ass. And, he, did not want to spar with me ever again after that. He, apparently he got hit hard enough. Like, he drew blood on me, and I gave him a black eye for it. And, I was like, hey, I'll spar you anytime. And he's like, I don't want to spar with you ever again. And I'm like, what? I don't know if, like, I hit him so hard that he was afraid he was going to die, or what. Like, I wouldn't think that hitting someone and giving them a black eye would do that. But then again, I've actually never been given a black eye. I mean, I guess technically once, when me and my father got in a fight, I got a partial bruise on one of my eyes. But that's kind of another story. And it didn't hurt at all or cause my eye to swell shut, unlike this Jacob guy. His eye got bruised real bad and turned light purple and swelled shut for about a week and a half. So it was kind of a... Whereas my nosebleed stopped within an hour of the start of it. But what was really hilarious was he was unwilling to spar me ever again. But he still wanted me to come back and, like, spar random people that he, like, pulled into sparring. And, like, the next time I sparred with one of his friends or people or whatever, he had me spar some guy who was, like, a 320-pound dude who was, like, moderately fit, not, like, super fit, you know, not a weight trainer, but, like, even though he was 320 pounds, he was like 6 foot, I think about like 6'8". He was a huge guy. He was huge. And the task was, you know, see if anything you can do to this guy will phase him. And it's like, you can grapple if you want, etc., etc. And so what wound up happening was, like, this guy's arm reach on me, like, I literally couldn't, like, to get in to punch him, I basically had to be right next to him. Because his arm length was just like, you know, like half the length of my body. And the big guy really wanted to grapple me. He wanted to pick me up and throw me around or something like that. And I didn't want that to happen because I had taken a judo course. I say taken a judo course. I had like one... No, I guess it was two? No, it was one. One judo lesson where a, like a 280-pound judo instructor threw me against the mat for like 3 hours because I needed to learn how to fall. And I was like, well, teach me how to throw and let me throw you at least once, you know? And he let me throw him once. Literally once. He let me throw him properly. And then, like, fucking went back to throwing me for another hour. And then wondered why I didn't want to come back. It's like, but the excuse was, it's like, this is how we vet the people who just want to use judo for violence. It was like a course that was being taught by Vietnam vets. We gotta go to F7? Okay, so we gotta go west. Cool beans. See, it's a good thing we already did Rise of the Zilart and we got that lodestone pouch. So we're gonna have to go through these Galcadors. But yeah, I didn't want to get thrown around, so basically I braced my legs and I kind of like just like held the big guy around the middle, and I think I put my hands in his armpits and I basically held his arms up, and so he couldn't put them down to put them around me. Like, he couldn't actually get me. I was like literally so up on him. I was just like holding his arms up and not letting him push his arms down. Because he didn't work out, he wasn't strong enough to force my arms, you know, just to push my arms away. Like he was literally just like stuck, sort of in like a half T pose, but half like hunched over on me, sort of thing. It was really weird, and we held this position for about, I don't know, it felt like an hour, but it was probably like 5 minutes. until the blonde dude was finally like, ugh. Like, he sighed. Like, he wanted to see me get my ass whooped, I guess, or something. And, like, there just weren't any contenders for me there, because most people who came to the gym weren't interested in that bullshit. And most of the people who were either just, like, they were in it for the novelty. Okay, wait, so that takes us to the Chamber of Oracles, right? So let's go the other way, I think. Just hug the left wall now. But yeah, like, I remember my roommate came by, he wanted to spar, and he was, like, really, like, really into it. And I thought, like, he lived a pretty strange life. He was a guy named Joel Obando, and he was from Costa Rica, and he was really skinny. And I figured that if he wanted to spar, then that meant that he knew some sort of martial arts or something. And he squared up, and, like, he came at me with, like, I don't know, like a weird, like, sideways posture. Like, his leg form seemed pretty good. Like, I didn't think, like, I don't really know very much about knocking people off balance. So, but, like, I don't know, it didn't seem like he would be able to sweep his legs. But he didn't really have any defenses, so he came at me with his hands, like, back and away from his face, and I basically just jabbed him once in the forehead, and it wasn't like full power or anything. I just jabbed, and he basically it was too much for him. He got a headache pretty much immediately, and he had to grasp his head and sit down. And I was like, "You want me to walk you back to our room, and I'll get you some ice?" I felt really bad. Like, I don't know. I didn't mean to kick my roommate's ass, but I guess I kind of did. I mean, I didn't really kick his ass. Like, it was just one jab. He just couldn't take it. That was actually, I guess, the main other thing was, like, so many people. They wanted to do the fighting, but they couldn't take the pain. Like, they couldn't take hits. And that's probably one of the most important things about fighting in real life is just conditioning. Like, not only do you have to be able to take the pain of being struck, but, like, your body has to be able to stand up to it, too. Like, I mean, like, if you don't train your body, right, like, and you get punched in the gut, then it's going to hurt a lot more than if you didn't train it. So it's like a twofold thing. They're talking about bakery and stuff. I don't really care about that. It's not that I hate my Link Shell. I like them, actually. They seem really chill. It's never relevant to what we're doing. It's all later stuff and in-game stuff. But yeah, so. And then I think there was one more day related to sparring. Like, I went to the gym, and the blonde guy was there, and then he had like a stand-up punching bag on like a post, like a plastic post or whatever. He's punching and kicking stuff, and he like wanted to run me through punching and kicking drills, like to get me to be a more formal fighter or something or other. He's like, "You're like me when I first started learning martial arts. You got the brawler instinct. You just swing with a lot of power, not a lot of finesse, etc., etc." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever." And so he was like trying to coach me on speed and whatnot. I don't know if his lesson meant anything really. At the time, I agreed and tried to do what he said or whatever, and I just sort of but in the back of my mind, I was just like, Yeah, but a flurry of punches doesn't really do much if, you know, if your opponent just takes it in stride. Like, our one sparring match was proof enough for that, you know? He hit me, like, you know, 20 more times than I hit him, and he's the one who never wants to spar me again, right? Like, I would have gladly sparred him again. I would have gladly gotten another bloody nose or another busted lip, but, guy was just too chicken shit for it. He didn't want to get punched in the face again and given a black eye. So, you know, not that I would have been aiming. I wasn't actually really even aiming for his eye in the first place. I actually just wanted to punch him on the cheek and, you know, knock his face to the side, so he'd, you know, get the message. And what I wound up doing was punching him in the eye, and that can be kind of dangerous. You can disconnect someone's retina by hitting them hard enough in the eye region, even. Like, you can get hit in the side of the head and the top of the head, and it can disconnect your retina if you get hit hard enough. But, you know, also direct punches to the eye and stuff. Maybe that's what he was worried about or something. I'm not sure. I never found out. I did get hassled by his girlfriend, though. I ran into her at some meal or something like that, before the end of the year or something, in like one of the college public areas, like the student center or something. I ran into her, and she was like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And I was like, "Yeah, I sparred with your boyfriend a few times, or actually, you know, just once." I gave him a black eye, and she was like, "Oh, right, yeah, you gave Jacob a black eye, but he still kicked your ass." And I was like, what a dedicated girlfriend. Like, I got hit a lot more. Like, if it was a tournament or something with, you know, drawing blood being allowed, he would have beat me soundly, I guess. But since it was a real fight, I mean, he's the one who didn't want to continue after taking damage. Yeah. I think for this one, I actually have to go into the quicksand caves somewhere weird. But I don't remember where. Let's see. Where does Sapphire tell me to go? We need to go to G5. Okay, that's not too far away. It's just up to the northeast right there. Yeah, I wish I could remember the girl's name, the girlfriend's name. I remember her face perfectly. She had black hair. She was kind of chubby. She was taller than her boyfriend, but not taller than me. White. I think she had blue eyes. Yeah, they were blue. I know they weren't brown. Brown eyes really stand out to me. They look really weird, particularly on white people. I mean, they're really common. I think brown eyes are the most common eye color in the world. Mainly because, you know, people with melanated skin almost always have brown eyes. It's like a 95% brown eye rate or something like that. For Africans, Asians, Pacific Islander, Mesoamerican by blood and whatnot. But tons of white people too. I think it's like a 50% rate for white people. But I still just think brown eyes, they look so weird. Like, to me. That's just my opinion. I don't know. It's probably because I've been spoiled by media. And, you know, like blue eyes have been a focus, or like green eyes have been a focus of like media. I mean, I like the K-pop band Brown Eyed Girls. Are they J-pop? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's not like weird enough that like I'm like, oh no, brown eyes, oh, freaky. You know, it's just, I don't know, there's something about brown eyes that I just can't fully get over. Okay, I think this one's pretty simple because we have the Galka, the Galka key item to make ourselves basically Galkas and wait whenever we want. We can just get through here real easy. There's a notorious monster on the way through here too. I remember when I came through here the very first time I ever did the Savage Blade questline, because I did it with my friends. I think it was those same set of friends, Hekken, Droka, Jinpu, and then there was the two ones that didn't join our in-game link shell because they either couldn't make events or didn't want to make events. I think Rune Frost, I think was his name, and his brother, I should look on the list. I could probably see the name on the list. But it's a Sabotinder in them. It drops kick attacks boots for Monk called the Dune boots. Although all jobs can wear them, they have hidden effect kick attack damage plus 30. They were considered the best boots for Monk damage dealing back in the day. I got a pair of them eventually, but it wasn't right away, and it wasn't real soon. Okay, so normally after we hit this switch, we'd have to go down through J9 and stuff, and honestly you'd want to hit the red switch last because it's the closest one, but we hit the blue switch last. So what we're going to have to do now, if we want to make it in time, is we're basically going to need to warp back to Bastock and take the Accolades warp from Unity again, because that'll get us pretty close. I want to say his brother's name was Hulant, but it's been a while. Oh, and I should probably just take that home point warp because that's what I need to do. They both played Elven Male, and they said they were brothers. And they pretty much played exclusively together. And they'd play with other people, like they played with Jinpu, Droka, Hekken, and me. And they talk to me sometimes, and I talk to them sometimes. And mostly what they would do is they would level up any job they felt like, and they would make money, and they'd buy it the best armor they could buy off the auction house, and pretty much call it good. And then they would go after notorious monsters together, and they would quest together. And it was kind of a cool, like partnership. It's kind of, enviable. It's always nice to have someone to back you up in this game, and it was pretty rare back in the day. Most people obtained a relationship like that through, getting an in-game boyfriend or girlfriend. And there were tons, well, not tons, but tons for the time. In the early 2000s, being homosexual was still pretty taboo and looked down upon. And even myself back then, I kind of looked down on it because I was raised that way. But I never, my policy on it when I was a teenager was always, as long as they, keep their gay love over there, then I don't care. And I had tons of gay friends in school, and gay friends in college, and gay friends in the military. And I've got gay friends that play this game, and I've got gay friends that play 14. And I got no problem with it, really. It's their business. And love is love and all that stuff. But back in the day, though, it was really like, oh my god, gay people. And so there was gay people, gay couples. There were heterosexual couples. There was young guy, old girl. There was young girl, older guy, etc., etc. I don't think there were any trans, or people who called themselves trans anyway. I never knew anyone who was trans until very recent years. So that was the thing. But yeah, this door is, this boundary right here is what shuts and opens. So we made it. We made it. And we'll probably have to go through this door later for like Bastok missions or something. But this is all for the weapon skill that Corilla is teaching us. So here we are, Quicksand Caves. Get our trust out. I'm just using the ones I like using, because they have decent synergy. And Arrowhot is hot. And Valinarol is my best tank, and Apururu is my best healer, and Shentato 2 is my best damage dealer, etc, etc, etc. We'll just go ahead and full buff, because the thing we gotta fight is in here, and it's back in the back of one of the caves, but our buffs aren't gonna wear off anytime close to when we actually fight it, so we'll be fine. Although we don't want to like cast Phalanx 2 on Valinarol, because that only has like a, I think it's a 1.5-minute duration. Might be 3 minutes. But I'm pretty sure it's lower than that. Back in the day, each merit from Phalanx 2, if I remember right, it slightly increased the damage taken down, but mostly increased the duration. Shot 4 feels so good. Check 4 feels so good. Let's get that sneak going. Then, as you can see, we have access to both Yusu semi-spells now, so we can blink tank effectively. Okay. Way back in the day, Ninja Sub actually let Yutsusemi Ni have all 4 shadows, like Ninja Main. But by the end of 2005, I'm pretty sure, might have been the very beginning of 2006, they had nerfed Ninja Sub, and so Yutsusemi Ni only gives 3 shadows when you sub job for it. But the main benefit is still there. You have two spells that give you 3 hits, and Ni will override Ichi, but Ichi will not override Ni. So if you're on your last shadow of Ni, you either have to cancel the shadow buff, or you have to just wait for it to wear off and then hope you don't get interrupted while you're casting Ni. This is the room we gotta be in, and we need to touch the question mark. I think it's the one that's right there, but I'm not sure I remember. Either way, we're gonna kill these ants first. And we're not gonna waste our MP on them. We're just gonna switch to our TP setup. And I should probably get some better pants for this. But it's got accuracy and dexterity, and I don't know why it's got multi ring in it. I'll have to check out that gear set. We're just gonna save our TP up. We don't really need to kill every ant in the room, but I probably will, because there's the black mage over there. He's wandering around and being a rascal. I said I wasn't going to use my TP, but there's 2 more ants to kill, so. And this turban I'm wearing, I got it in Ottergon. I thought I mentioned it in an earlier episode when I was running through there. The guy who's begging for bronze pieces for the Wallara temple. If you give him 1,000 bronze pieces, he'll give you this turban. So, I don't know, it wasn't something I felt like I absolutely needed to show off. It was a staple headpiece, though, because of the 5 haste for any job. See, haste isn't just for attack speed. If I haven't explained before, haste also lowers the recast of spells. So, haste gear is good to cast in, as well as, you know, TP in. Although, haste doesn't, you know, like, enhance your magic in any way. It's literally just for the recast. But that is a benefit you get out of it, so. So we got all of our guys out of the way. We'll get some echo drops just in case. We might as well take the eye drops too, even though the blind's going to wear off. And actually, I'm going to start up my Red Mage casting set, which is specifically just for basically for debuffing. It's got a lot of intelligence in mind. And this Taboo Lulu is the scorpion we have to kill for the weapon skill that Corilla wants us to learn. So this is what we're here for. He's a really sturdy scorpion. Oh, how dare you resist my magic, you jerk? Did you know I have my casting set on, you jerk? Frazzle has no... Did I already do Frazzle? I thought I did Distract. Let's see if we can't get a fire through it now. Magic Burst. Okay, we got a Magic Burst. That's cool. Not nearly as strong as Shentata's Magic Burst, but... eh. Yay, we did it! Now, I think we checked the question mark again, possibly? Yeah, obtain key item, Annals of Truth. And... yeah, so... yay, we did it! And I didn't forget to grab the Annals! I think if you forget in zone, you have to fight it again. But I don't really fully remember. But there's like 13 other weapon skills that are just like that. You break a weapon with the 300 weapon skill points. You get the Annals of Truth from the NPC that gave you the quest. You go kill the monster. You come back to them. They give you the sexy bitch stuff. Those Antikas up there are all notorious monsters. I don't remember what they drop, but I think you have to get up there and pull them. One's a paladin, one's a black mage, one's a warrior. I think I remember the warrior drops the berserker's axe, but I bought that for a mere 30k, so it was whatever to me. And I guess there's a way out of here. I mean, I should probably just use warp at this point, so. But it's been years. I haven't been in this cave for years, so. I'm just curious to see where this leads. I'm guessing they have this way out of there because it's technically possible to get stuck behind the 4-pillar gate. I mean, you could always just kill yourself to get out of there. But I guess this is like the intended way to be able to leave. Remember though, if there's monsters about, killing yourself is always an option for that easy D3. Okay, gotta travel to no, not Bastock. We're going to Sandy. Going to Home Point 2 because it's right next to the chateau. And then I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep. With the Red Mage casting set. Yeah. There's probably a better feat I could get for an overall casting set, but yeah, 3 mind is good enough for me for right now. The white magic debuffs depend on mind, and the black magic ones depend on intelligence. As far as I know. So, I'll look up specifics later. I remember when I took part in the competition. I wanted to prove my power to the kingdom. I wanted to prove that there was no one who could match me. However, that display was only a measure of how weak I actually was. During the championship match, I was possessed with a lust for victory. That lust powered me, and when I brought down my blade onto Prince Trion, the force was so great that it shattered his weapon. But as it shattered, a piece of the broken sword flew into my left eye, darkening it for eternity. While I did not lose my life, I had lost something just as important to a knight, my eyesight. Though I did not let this stand in my way, I continued my training, and just like you, acquired the final technique. And through my training, I learned to rely on more than that which reflects in the eye. I learned to feel what lies in my opponent's heart. I see that the battle between you and my brother is still being waged. Prince Puge! I have no idea how to say Puge's name. It's probably like Puget or something like that. It's like super French. But I've always just called him Puge. Because he disgusts me. This is like so 2000, early 2000s anime. / late 90s anime. Fucking mannerism. I do not wish for you to make the same mistake as I. I apologize, but I have decided not to recommend you for the tourneys. I am sure there are other adventures more worthy of your newfound skill than a foolish game. I wish you all the best in your journeys, Calm Mind. So there we have it. We finally get the weapon skill, Savage Blade. And it's got fragmentation schism properties. You'll probably never see the schism property put to use on it, though. Like, the only way that's happening is if the fragmentation property doesn't line up with anything. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen, like, Savage Blade close or open a different skill chain than just light or fragmentation, and I can't even remember. But Savage Blade has actually, over the years, been improved to be even more insane than it was at 75. At level 75, it was an underrated weapon skill. Everyone just thought, oh, Vorpal Blade, 4 hits already, it better. And then Swift, there's another weapon skill actually between them that only Paladin, and I think only Paladin can do. It's possible that Rune Fencer could do it too, but I don't know. It's called Swift Blade, and it's got gravitation property. And it's weaker than Vorpal Blade, like outright, as far as I remember it. But the gravitation property lets it open and close darkness, so like sword is pretty flexible, at least for Paladin. But Savage Blade is fragmentation, so it can open and close light. And but it's only 2 hits, right? So everyone back in the day at 75, look at the jobs I could use it, we're like, oh, well, you know, it's just not good except for skill chaining. Now the thing about it is, all these weapon skills that you learn as the final technique, they usually are heavily modified by the amount of TP that you save up before you execute them. Savage Blade is the same way. And whenever they did the TP change to change TP from a 100 to 300 percentage style thing to being like a flat 1,000 number and stuff like that, 1,000 to 3,000 sort of deal, all weapon skills like that were massively buffed. But I also think they did something to its weapon skill modifiers, which originally were like, I think like 40% strength, 40% mind, or something like that. But yeah, it was way more powerful than people gave it credit for. Especially on Warrior, believe it or not. Warrior can use 9 of like the 14 quested weapon skills, and it just shines with all of them. It makes any weapon skill shine. Warrior is a powerhouse no matter what you put in its hands. And but a lot of people didn't see that. They only saw Savage Blade getting used by red mages and paladins, eventually blue mages and corsairs, and so they wrote it off as this wimpy weapon skill that's not really that great. And nowadays it is actually the meta weapon skill for the end game. There's a sword that enhances Savage Blade damage even further, has all these crazy stats on it, and like there's a little more to it, but basically a lot of people have jokingly stated that the meta is basically engage and use Savage Blade over and over. Apparently the endgame meta has been like a rotating door for stuff like that as well. But anyway, we're all ready, we're all set up to go do the rest of Rise of the Zilart now. So between this time and next time, I'm going to fix my gear sets so my earrings actually swap. I don't know why they're not swapping. I'm probably going to look into getting some better pants for my TP setup, and probably also my weapon skill setup, because there's better stuff available. Maybe even some better stuff for my casting setup, although my casting setup is pretty decent just for my purposes, which is mainly debuffing. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day. And I'll see you again next time. Next time we will be back in Sky, in Tulia, and we will kill the Archangels. So, please look forward to it.